Enabling driver paint submit is actually very easy to do. We're going to go into our series. We'll go to the right and click the edit button. We're going to go straight to the paints tab, and here we're going to go to the bottom and click enable driver paint submit. This now opens up the configuration window for this series. Now here the car paints type is set for use base paints, which means we're going to use the iRacing number and number boards. You can select number layer if you're building out the actual number boards, or you can set it for user selectable. You can set the default paints level for use division or driver and team type. You can set this to include playoff for your oval series. Enable spotter guide images can be enabled here if you're creating your own spotter images to replace the iRacing default car images on your roster. Enable driver paint submit. We have that activated, obviously. Separate approval and processing. If we want to allow our paint manager to approve the paints when they're submitted, we'll activate that. There is an approval process where a paint manager can deny a paint and send a comment back to the driver, and then they can resubmit. Car spec map type, if we're allowing the drivers to submit their own MIP file, then you will set this for MIP. If the paint manager is creating them, then leave it at TGA. Enable drivers submit car decals. If you have sponsor decals and you're handing those out to the drivers and allowing them to apply them to the cars before submission, then you'll activate this. The paint slots is how many paints you're going to allow a driver to submit for a given season. And then down below, you can enable lockout or not, which gives your paint manager time to get paints approved prior to the start of the first race, and then hours after allows your photographer time to get images done with the correct liveries on the cars. Down below, you can add your paint managers, and once done, simply click Save.